let's say I know that I have hemorrhoids. Now maybe realize that I've had occurrences of hemorrhoids in the past that I didn't know were hemorrhoids. But now I'm experiencing a flare-up.
Given that if you've already gotten your colonoscopy, you know that the bleeding is from hemorrhoids. The acute flare-up is when you're feeling burning, itching, mild pain, not pooping glass type of pain, sometimes bleeding. That's when you want to use topical products to treat the hemorrhoids. And we have a whole range of topical products that you can use.
How do you define topical products? What are the key categories of topical products that you normally recommend to your patients?
Topical just means anything you're actively applying to an area. So you're actually touching an area or putting some sort of medication, whether it's a cream, a wipe, or a spray on that area.
Would a suppository not be a topical product?
That would be also a topical product, because the goal of a topical product is it's actually the medication is physically touching that area that you're trying to treat. So yes, a suppository would count.
When do people choose to use a suppository versus a cream or a wipe or a spray?
So I think suppositories are better for internal hemorrhoids, because for those who don't know, a suppository is something you actually insert inside the anus.
How does it stay in there?
Your anal sphincter closes.
And if you laugh, what happens if you laugh?
So if you have weak sphincter tone, it could come out. Your goal is to kind of put it high enough to kind of maintain and so that it can stay there. But certainly, yes, to some degree, sometimes the suppository products will come out.
Interesting.
But the reason you want to use a suppository is if you're trying to target a higher area.
And when you say higher, you mean further inside the rectum?
Further inside the rectum. But I feel like most people don't need to go to the suppository.
So when you're using a cream, how far into the butthole do you actually want to apply the cream?
I think I would aim for the first tip of your finger. So not too far up. Obviously, it's a little bit different depending on a person, their anatomical.
Or how big their finger is.
How big their finger is, how long their anal sphincter is. But don't be too aggressive. I think the main issue I see with a lot of people is they're very aggressive with their topical therapies.
When we have our cream, our customers receive, this 24 count of multicolored finger condoms for them to use. So you're just saying to use this much
exactly
around to use,
give or take
and the reason we developed those was because, for example, I'm not very comfortable directly touching my, you say anus, you say butthole, sphincter, but I'm not very comfortable touching it directly. In fact, when I apply a cream, I generally put the cream onto a wipe and use that wipe around my butthole, sphincter, anus. Can we get some vocabulary right?
Yes.
We'll come back to that. So I normally apply it to a piece of toilet paper and then use that to apply it to the area of my butthole. Is that a sufficient way of applying the cream, or is it better, and what are the advantages of using your finger, especially one that's protected by a cute multicolored finger cot?
So I will say do whatever feels comfortable for you. Everyone's a little bit different. Everyone's way of applying things is a little bit different. I do like the finger cots because you can kind of target things better. And if you're using a wipe or tissue paper, it might cause like a little bit of traction on the hemorrhoid on an already sensitive area.
It may be better to be applying a cream to your anus using your finger, or preferably for those of us that are uncomfortable having their digits in their anus, using a finger cot to do so.
Or just prefer to put it on and take it off.
Sure, there's sanitary benefits as well. I also noticed that as we've been developing this product, I've of course tried all the different ways of applying all the different products. And one of the things that I found by using my finger and the finger cot is that you actually can feel the hemorrhoid, which is not exactly, the most enjoyable experience, but certainly made me a little bit more familiar with, this thing that was causing and is actually right now causing me pain and discomfort.
What's sort of also like feeling like when you have a zit, when you're putting zit cream on, when you can feel the blemish or the bump, you know where to focus the medicine.
Exactly. You can
so it actually
target
really
the
helps.
therapy at the point that needs it the most. And I think, getting familiar with what's going on in your own body, what feels normal to you, what is your normal, I think getting that tactile sensation, if you're comfortable, is good practice.